That's right, Diane. One person has been arrested and charged with 2 counts of murder and 7 counts of attempted murder. 3 other people still remain persons of interest, and Sheriff Lewis told us that it all started with a scuffle. Investigators say there was a physical confrontation at the stage inside the club. Deputies responded when they saw a large commotion outside. They say 12 rounds were fired, striking 10 people. Investigators say there were at least 2 shooters, although multiple people presented guns. Jarquez Cooper was arrested and taken into custody yesterday in Georgia. Investigators say he shot from the stage. They also say he's a known gang member and has a criminal history. Of course, like I mentioned, they're still looking for 3 persons of interest. Investigators say the incident does look gang-related, and the guns were brought in through the back door where the performer and his entourage entered, making them believe the persons of interest are tied to the performer and possibly a part of his entourage.
I really don't do the internet thing, you feel me? But y'all on here trying to bash me like I'm just a savage killer or something, like I just killed this girl. For one. I've talked to her baby dad. He called me. We got a good understanding. Feel what I'm saying? There was no hiding. Feel me? I did not leave. I stayed in South Carolina the same night. You feel me? I talked to everybody that I needed to talk to. Stop bashing me, making me seem like I'm just out here shooting people. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all see videos, so what happened, but, you know what I'm saying? That shit ain't my fault. I don't promote violence.
This rapper has been indicted on federal gun charges in relation to the deadly 2020 shooting at Lavish Lounge here in Greenville. Let's check in now with 7 News' Henry Coburn. He's been digging through the charges and the warrant and tells us now more from live from Greenville. Henry?
Sabila, Kwame Brown, more commonly known by his stage name as Foogiano, has not been charged with firing his weapon during the shooting here at Lavish Lounge in 2020, but he was extradited to Greenville in the past week to face federal weapons charges for having a gun in the first place. According to court records unsealed Monday, Brown is a convicted felon and was carrying a Glock handgun the night of the shooting. A grand jury formally charged him last week on 2 separate weapons charges. Before that could happen, though, the rapper has to be extradited from Georgia, where he was imprisoned on other charges. 7 News has been closely following this case since the shooting happened on July 5th of last year. Now, 10 people were shot at Lavish Lounge, 2 of whom died. Authorities arrested a separate man, Jarquez Cooper, days after the shooting and charged him with murder.
Yo, it's Big Ant, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in real quick on Foogiano. Now, first thing I want to do is send condolences to the woman with the 2 kids and the security guard who lost their life that night in that club in result of that shootout. Condolences to their family, their loved ones, the kids growing up without a mother and all that like that, man. Nigga don't want to hear that type of shit. So condolences to them. Also, get better to everybody. I hope everybody healed the right way who actually got hit that night. It was a lot of people that got shot up, as y'all seen. Now, on the other side of the thing, Foogiano is actually not from Atlanta. They did say Atlanta based on that 3rd news clip or whatever. He actually not Atlanta. He from another town in Georgia and everything, but not Atlanta. Signed the Gucci Mane 1017, took off, got a couple street hits, classics that people was fucking with at that time for that era and that time when they started gaining that traction earlier this year, most definitely. We saw what Pooh Shiesty was on 1017. We saw what Foogiano was on 1017. They got Big Scar, and they still moving on 1017, but Foogiano and Pooh Shiesty was supposed to be next. It's crazy they both facing Fed time now and looking at spending some years behind the wall over cases they caught. Foogiano was already on lock doing time for cutting off his ankle monitor or burning off his ankle monitor, as reports saying, and going over the run. He was actually on probation or parole, or I want to say one of them, I don't know exactly which one, for earlier charges from 2015. So he ended up catching another charge going back in. We saw reports earlier this year he had got some charges dropped, but he still has to serve time. But now this is a whole new window of trouble. They actually indicting him meaning he's gonna be charged, taken to court and everything for having a gun that night, July the 5th, last summer when these people got killed. Now you saw where Foogiano in the early part of the video responded and said that he talked to the woman baby daddy, got everything squared away, said the shooting had really nothing to do with him. But they're linking him with the guy saying that's part of his entourage and his crew. That's what they said. I don't know, but that's what they reporting out there, that he possibly has ties to Foogiano. But to be clear, they are stating Foogiano did not fire his firearm that night. They didn't say that he got arrested with a firearm in these reports. I don't know. Maybe somebody can tell me, but I don't understand how they said he had a gun that night. Like, how could y'all say that he had a gun that night, which they said was a Glock 40, but he wasn't arrested for it? I don't know. Maybe he was, but it just seemed a little tricky where they actually gonna give him a charge of having a firearm by a convicted felon for having a gun that night, and I didn't see him get arrested for that gun. But I don't know. We'll see what happened with that. It's getting real tricky out here. He is indicted in South Carolina from Georgia, but he's going to have to go face these charges from behind the wall. And his attorney hasn't spoke out yet and everything like that. So it's like, damn, bro, shit just keep getting worse and worse for some of these artists, man. And it's a fucked up situation, especially when you ain't even pulled the trigger, didn't do no shooting or nothing like that, but you still going to have to go sit down behind this incident. That's a different situation and a hard motherfucking pill to swallow, man. But I'm going to keep y'all updated on everything going on. More videos, more everything like that, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, Urban Politicians TV. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. 1000. Stay on your pivot for shit show, man.